Breaking news! Things are heating up behind the scenes in Patriots Nation. Inside sources are hinting at major moves, wild speculations, and that undeniable feeling that something big is about to go down. But before we dive deeper, do me a favor, smash that like button if you believe the Pats have what it takes to make it to the next Super Bowl. Because honestly, I believe in this comeback with everything I've got. And if you're with me, drop this in the comments. Go Pats! I believe! You're not going to believe what just went down in Foxborough. The New England Patriots have made a move that's not flashy, not headline-grabbing. But if you're paying close attention, this might just be the pick that defines the franchise's future. I'm talking about their number 4 overall selection in the 2025 NFL Draft, Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. And before you click away thinking this is another boring O-line pick, stick around. There's a story here that's bigger than stats and tape. A story of strategy, culture shift, and a vision under a new regime that's taking shape one gritty, hard-nosed decision at a time. Let's be real. When the Patriots brought in Mike Vrabel as head coach, there were whispers, speculations, and hopes. Some thought he'd bring toughness. Others expected a blueprint from his Titans days. But what he made clear in his very first press conference was that he wanted to build the trenches. It wasn't just coach speak. This wasn't a vague "we're gonna get better" type of talk. Vrabel had a priority: protect Drake Maye. Period. And that brings us to Campbell. This pick wasn't flashy. It wasn't a fan-favorite name. But it was deliberate. It was tactical. Campbell wasn't a surprise for those who were paying attention. At LSU, this guy racked up 866 snaps last season, showing not just durability, but high-end pass blocking capabilities. He's not just some road grader. He's smart, with excellent footwork, and perhaps most importantly, he's a leader. And let's not ignore the context here. New England just released David Andrews, the heart of the offensive line for more than a decade. That's a gaping leadership void. Enter Campbell. He's young, but he's not coming in as a wide-eyed rookie. This is a guy built to carry responsibility. Now, some of you are probably yelling at your screens about arm length. Yeah, it's 32 and 5/8 inches. It's not 33. Big deal. You know who has over 33-inch arms? Vederian Lowe. And guess what? He struggled. So let's stop with the measurement equals success logic. Football IQ, attitude, technique, motor. Campbell checks all those boxes. He's explosive off the snap. He finishes blocks. He's physical, and he's versatile enough to play both guard and tackle. But make no mistake, he's here to be the left tackle. This isn't a let's try him here situation. This is plug him in and protect your franchise quarterback. Speaking of that, let's talk about Drake Maye. This guy has an absolute cannon of an arm, but he's also young and still refining his accuracy. Give him time in the pocket, and his ceiling skyrockets. That's exactly what this pick is about. It's not about winning the draft media grades. It's about building the future. And honestly, the Patriots are finally doing what we've begged them to do for years, address obvious needs instead of chasing dreams. Well, Campbell isn't a dream. He's a solution. And don't think this was the Patriots' plan A all along. They went after veterans like Ronnie Stanley. They kicked the tires on Dan Moore. Free agency didn't pan out, so they pivoted, smartly, to the draft. Campbell was the first offensive lineman taken in this draft. That's not an accident. That's a signal. And while some fans might have had their hearts set on flashier names like Ashton Jeanty or Tyler Warren, Vrabel and GM Elliott Wolf made it crystal clear. They're not here for the hype. They're here to win. You want comps? Tom Downey from Chat Sports sees a more powerful version of Colts LT Bernard Raymond in Campbell. That's not just flattering. That's projecting a potential cornerstone on the offensive line. And look, this isn't just about skill. Campbell's pre-draft visit to New England wasn't some routine pit stop. He connected with the staff. He felt the culture. This is a fit, not a reach. The Patriots' offensive line is suddenly looking solid. Garrett Bradbury in the middle. Morgan Moses and Mike Onwenu anchoring the right side. You've got Vederian Lowe in the mix. But Campbell, he's the guy who makes this all click. Whether he's the left tackle of the future or slides into a utility role early, he gives this team options, flexibility. And man, does this line need that. Now, let's zoom out for a second. Let's talk about how this draft has unfolded. Cam Ward went number 1. No surprise. But then the Browns made a shocking trade with the Jaguars, who snagged Travis Hunter. That shifted the whole board. Abdul Carter, who many thought might end up in New England, landed with the Giants at 3. That left the Pats staring down the barrel of need versus value, and they chose need. And thank God, because if I had to watch another season of Drake Maye running for his life, I might have lost it. So where does this leave us? With a pick that's not sexy, but it's smart. With a left tackle who's not a name on billboards, but a name you'll be yelling in appreciation after a May deep bomb. Well, Campbell might not sell jerseys on day 1, but he'll earn them on Sundays. And here's what I want to know from you. What's your grade for this pick? A, B, C? Are you all in on the Will Campbell era, or are you still wishing we grabbed one of the more exciting names off the board? Hit the comments. Let's talk about it, because this pick, this one right here, it might not make SportsEditors top 10, but in a few years, we might look back and say this was the moment the Patriots started building something real again. And don't go anywhere, because pick 38 is coming fast. I've got my eyes on Luther Burden, but I want to hear from you. Who should the Patriots target next? Let's keep this conversation rolling. And now, let's talk about what this pick really means, not just on the field, but off of it. Because if you've been following this team, you know we've been stuck in a cycle of mediocrity, inconsistency, and, let's be honest, identity loss. The Tom Brady era left a shadow so long, so deep, that the team's been stumbling around trying to find its footing again. What Will Campbell represents isn't just a new left tackle. He's a symbol of something Patriots fans haven't had in a long time: direction. Mike Vrabel is doing something Bill Belichick rarely did in the final years. He's making the obvious pick. He's not overthinking it. He's not trying to outsmart the rest of the league. He's addressing a glaring weakness with the best tool available. That kind of clarity is rare in today's NFL, and it's a big reason why you should be optimistic, even if your initial reaction to Campbell was underwhelming. Because let's be clear, Campbell isn't just a body on the line. He's a culture setter. LSU guys are battle-tested. They've seen real SEC trench warfare. And Campbell, he didn't just survive it. He excelled. He's not the type of player who needs motivation. He is the motivation. Coaches rave about his attitude. Teammates follow him. And in a Patriots locker room that's gone through turnover after turnover, you need a guy like that to be a tone setter. I also want to zoom in for a moment on something that could go unnoticed but shouldn't: his technical refinement. This isn't a raw athlete we're hoping to coach up. Will Campbell has already shown mature technique. Watch his footwork in pass pro: smooth, balanced, rarely lunges. His hands: sharp placement, solid punch, doesn't panic under pressure. And yes, while he might give up a bull rush now and then due to that 32 5/8-inch arm length, his base is strong enough to anchor. He's not going to get forklift like some of the longer-armed, soft-core tackles out there. Now let's get a little speculative, but in a good way. Imagine it's week 6. Drake Maye drops back. Play action. He's got 2 seconds, 3, 4, and then launches a 50-yard dart to Demario Douglas streaking down the sideline. What you won't see in the highlight reel is Campbell neutralizing the opposing edge rusher, holding the pocket, allowing that play to develop. That's the kind of stuff that doesn't fill box scores, but it wins games. And Patriots football, at its core, has always been about winning in the margins. Campbell helps you do that. And remember how we used to be terrified every time Drake dropped back because we knew that edge was coming unblocked or that protection would collapse after 1.5 seconds? That fear, it ends now. Or at least, it starts to fade. That's the difference Campbell brings. Stability, time, opportunity. You can't develop a young QB without a stable pocket. You just can't. And with Maye heading into his second year, the excuses have to start falling away. Now that you've got a serious investment in the offensive line, the evaluation of Drake Maye becomes clearer. If he flourishes,